No, we get so many regional tournaments, and like LANs have still been around, right? But we just haven't had that energy yet. We literally don't know the personality of North American Valorant when it comes to the physical stage. And y'all haven't even seen the full stage yet. So no, seriously, this tournament, at least for me, we're gonna see a lot of personality and a lot of the players. Instead of us getting a lot of like the LAN buffs and players being better on LAN, the biggest difference, at least for me, is going to be how much held back some of these players are going to be. Instead of the buffs, where's the debuffs?
Yes.
Are players going to crack under the pressure?
Now, you know who seems just about too buffed right now? It's going to be the boys I'm about to throw it to in just a moment. But to introduce all of you guys at home, it is time to welcome in those Plat Chat boys to say hello and Sideshow, Bryn, Baller, everybody. How you feeling right now?
Yo, what? Yo, we're doing all right, actually.
We're on a couch.
We're not doing too bad. We're just chilling. Just chilling, just waiting for the main broadcast to start.
There is a couch here.
There is a couch. Yeah, we do have the couch. You can't
Look, it's a couch.
I
It is
asked.
a bit cramped.
I was asking.
But I like that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool, right?
Like
We've been-
snuggling up with the boys on
snuggle
the
up
couch.
together.
Yeah, we're all snuggly. We've been discussing the 100 Thieves Gen.G game as well. We had a little interview that Wyatt did with Hiko earlier on as well.
Yeah.
Well, what were some of the juiciest bits from that? He said the boys edition might have possibly changed some of the roles around. He said hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah, that does seem to be one of the main takeaways, that they are not going to be looking like the 100 Thieves that we saw at Berlin. That there are going to be some role swaps. Didn't really go into specifics, but I guess that kind of leads you to believe maybe like the Nitro Jet would be making a return.
That's what I'm thinking,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
That is what I'm thinking. The Nitro Jet, like they ran on Breeze, where Avast, you were a big fan of Nitro's America, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, there was a very famous image now around of when we did the Berlin co-stream of me looking really,
Is it
really
famous?
sad.
Yeah.
Just like looking sad. What?
I'm just helping you out. I'm trying to put this behind you.
Oh,
Listen,
you're
we're
gonna
on the
help my-
mainstream.
Yeah,
We're on the
Yeah.
mainstream.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
We have to look presentable.
You're not even wearing a
Thank
button-up or anything.
No, I'm not. Who's wearing a
Tragic.
button-up?
No one.
No one.
But
You know what? Let's just
You,
move past.
you had a
Let's
hot
go.
take as well about 100 Thieves.
My hot take is 100 Thieves are going to go out in three rounds.
Well, that's one that's going to go over well with the masses
Yeah,
of the
I don't care if
Yeah,
it goes
I
down.
think
with masses.
Mainstream
that.
take, Brent.
I think,
Love
but it's
that.
not that I think 100 Thieves are a bad team. I think they're going to be looking worse coming off the back of Berlin, and I think that we're kind of undervaluing a lot of the teams here. I think a lot of the teams at this tournament have a good, solid chance of contesting against.
Yeah, like Cloud9. I think Cloud9 are
Genuinely,
going to win.
yes, I'm high up on
See
Cloud9.
that.
Yeah, I think
No.
Cloud9 are going to do incredibly well. I think the addition of Vanity as their IGL, that is what they needed. When you looked at how they went out in the qualifiers towards Berlin, it was because their attack rounds just looked so limp. They were just like popping into sights every time. Vanity's a genius. He's going to take them.
Yeah,
he's
I'm
going to
so,
mold
you
them.
literally just want the C9 money. I'm tired of this. Let's go to Bala. Who do you have? Like, you know, when we're talking about XSET a lot, but you're not feeling XSET as much.
Well, I'm feeling XSET. I like XSET, but I think that people are sleeping on Rise for like they seem like a team that everybody's like, oh, they're so kind of chaotic. They just kind of go. They go with the flow. Shanks is somebody who hypes the team up and whatnot. But in reality, you watch their games, and they're one of the teams that does the most newest things in the actual games, the best setups and types of stuff like that, and also have really, really good mid-round calling where the entire team is like, boom, with Superman. He calls something, everybody's like, let's go, we got
We
this.
actually, I did an interview with Derek as well that we'll show on the stream at some point, I'm sure, or maybe it'll go up on our YouTube channel. But the
Quick shout out. To
yeah, that's youtube.com/platchat, by the way, if you're interested in watching more of this go stream.
Thank you for the main.
But when we did that interview with Derek, he said that a lot of that comes down to poised IGLing. He's incredibly like calm, methodical, brings over a lot of the CS experience as well. So it balances out the craziness of his younger brother and the other people that are just mental once it gets into it. Like Neptune apparently is just a crazy hype guy as well. Bala, you also wanted FaZe to get props.
Yeah, I think that people are sleeping on FaZe specifically because of Zachary's Astra recently. It's just been really, really good, and specifically because of that, I think he tends to lend more credence to the rest of his team and actually support Baby Van Corey, which is the win condition for FaZe, that I think makes him much more rated than they should be.
Do you think
They're
the addition
underrated.
of JDM is going to do? Because he is here.
No.
JDM is here. Do you think it does anything for them?
I haven't seen him.
Here,
You haven't seen him? That's because he's leaned so far back that you can't see him at all.
walks around.
He's essentially just he's just parallel to the ground. You can't see him.
He levitates around.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen him. I saw Trippy hanging out with the rest of the gang. We've got a a sick interview with Baby Bay that I don't want to spoil.
Don't want to spoil
later on.
this.
No.
Once again, have to tune into our stream.
Yeah. I got to say, though, that when we were looking through all of the stuff that the main broadcast was showing about the team to win, I saw my name pop up there with Cloud9. And then alongside me is Van Silly. That's got to be the worst.
Yeah,
that's not good. He eats
pizza backwards.
Yeah, he eats pizza backwards.
I can't trust his takes on anything.
Yeah,
I know.
Is Van Silly known for poor predictions?
Yes. He came on a Plat Chat episode and ruined our bracket. He put TSM in the win to win.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we just did a bracket and we have FaZe in the upper final.
We do have FaZe in the upper final,
which I think is quite insane.
Yeah, because that only happened because of the other bracket. It's a Frankenstein monster of us. Like, we've been trying to do democracy, and we realized we're just apes. We just can't do it properly.
I am the only one here, and evidently the only one in the entirety of the community who has any ounce of version 1
belief
in them.
Okay, well, sell me on version 1 then. I'm a prospective buyer. I'm looking to get into version 1. I like the cat ears. Where did they go?
I think that people are looking at the loss of vanity in that IGL as if it's far too significant. I think that Odorous was really good last we saw him when he was playing with KCP in the qualifier.
Yeah.
Effie's is already an experienced IGL. He was IGL with Gen.G before. It's not something that he is familiar with it rather.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's necessarily a huge issue. They do have leadership on the team, and I think that if we see the penny that we saw at Iceland and pre-Iceland, that'll make a huge difference, because I think a lot of the individual form wasn't there after that. They had so many problems with the roster, with Zelsis not being able to play for a bit. I genuinely think that people have just forgotten about version 1 at this point. But I don't know if, I'm not saying they're necessarily going to go as far as to make the grand final or something like that, but a lot of people I'm seeing in the brackets in this awful bracket we just did right now. I'm in tragic bracket.
It is
that they're going out in 2, which is, it is possible that they go out in a couple close matches, but I don't think it's that likely. I think that people are sleeping on them.
That sounds like copium to me.
No.
I mean, seriously. Like, the argument, if we get Penny when he was playing at his absolute peak ever on the run-up to Iceland.
How many events
It's not
has there
just
been?
that. It's more so that they haven't, I don't think that they're going to drop like people think that they will from not having vanity.
I think you might be right, and specifically it would be because of Effie's. Because of him at LAN, but the problem is he's going to be IGLing on top of playing. So can you get those moments that you were, that are so far in the future that we don't even remember any of the clutches from Reykjavik? There's how many events is this? Like, there's Challengers, and then there's Berlin, and now we're here.
Well, we go back to the hypothetical perfect moment. Then version 1, they could, we are maybe underrating them a little bit, honestly, especially in comparison to C9, your favorite team.
I don't know. I think losing vanity is a massive debuff towards them moving forwards. You don't think?
I agree with you, but Wyatt's trying to sell me otherwise. So, yeah.
I think I don't have as high hopes.
So did you buy?
Did I buy? No. I'm gonna hold my money. I'm gonna stuff it into a mattress, and we're just gonna leave it there, and we're gonna see if it appreciates, depreciates.
Well, that's not how. If you put monay in a mattress, it can't appreciate. I mean, it could depreciate, but it can't.
It could depreciate. It could get eaten.
It can't. It's not
squirrels
investment.
or something.
It's not increasing over time in the mattress.
They could stop minting $1 bills or something, which is all he has.
Wow. I mean, that would be wild.
Yeah, that would be pretty
larger
incredible.
monetary crisis.
I want a hot take from everybody. We've already heard from Brent. Well, yeah, we already heard Brent's that 100 Thieves are going out. I want to hear a hot take as well. I think Wyatt's kind of suffices with the version 1.
The version 1?
Yeah. Avast, do you have a hot take for me?
My hot take here is that C9 potentially, with all the hype, bombs. Because they just bomb. And the reason for that is C9 fans, I just want you to maul.
Okay.
There's no actual reason behind it. I feel like they're still a little bit of a newer squad. They just brought in Vanity, right?
Yeah.
So there is maybe going to be some nerves to work out there in terms of like getting them together, gelling. But overall, still, they have top 5 FPS player in the world. Leaf.
True.
They really shouldn't bomb. But I'm just going to put it out there just to make fans mad.
Bala, what is your hot take? Give me the quick one.
FaZe will be in the finals.
FaZe will be in the finals. You've killed me. You've annihilated
There's
me.
just no way.
Oh, God. That one is lava.
He gave Infamous a hug in the lobby of the hotel. And
that's it.
FaZe, and I just knew it was there.
And that's it. That's it. All right. Well, let's hear what Veli thinks of those ones. FaZe in the finals. Could you believe it, Veli?
No.
Balla, what are you thinking? FaZe in the finals. That is possibly worse than anything Van Silly could ever say, my guy. But at the end of the day, they also brought up some really valid points. Let's be completely honest. So the one thing that I did love, Wyatt said, you know what? People are sleeping on Penny in version 1. Because when we go back to Reykjavik, remember those games against everyone, Team Liquid, whoever it might be, Penny's jet popped off, and people seem to forget that even happened.
Yeah. No, I like living in the past as well sometimes. But it's a good point, right? It's a good point. I think the fact that we have seen Penny and his skill ceiling and what he's capable of, it's exciting, it's promising. But it hasn't been like that in quite some time. Now, I am curious to see what I know Zelsis is going to be taking on a lot more responsibilities ever since the departure of Vanity. Not only that, but his role change. I know he's flirted a little bit with Killjoy, the Raze, the Reyna. Pretty much a jack of all trades kind of for this squad. So definitely looking forward to seeing how he's going to gel without somebody kind of over his shoulders telling him what he should and shouldn't do and things.
Right.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot more freedom on the table for him. So really, I'm looking most forward to seeing how Zelsis performs.
All right, and also, I mean, let's talk about the hottest take over there right now. Cloud9 Blue is just gonna bomb, and you know what? What
boy.
he said wasn't wrong though, because we saw one really good tournament from Cloud9 Blue, and then the last one, VCT Challengers Playoffs. What happened?
Man,
And they weren't the same team, up mine.
no, they weren't. But it's like, I'm so biased right now. I literally said earlier, the only land that like Zeppa Vanity, that crew even went to, like I was with the boys. Like I felt that energy, and I know for a fact that this team has experience together, and I know for a fact that they can pop out just mechanically.
Everybody has experience here, up mine.
Listen, not even that. I just think that the composition for Cloud9 at the moment, these 5 players, they already know each other so well that, yes, we're thinking the downside of it, but I don't see a downside. I see a minimum like top 5, top 4. Like, they're just too consistent. There are just teams here that just lose to C9 just based off of skill alone, I think.
You're right, and also the underdog. I love what Balla had to say. Only for this one, by the way. Balla is fired for saying that FaZe stuff. But Rise Nation, I'm going to be completely honest. They're my top 3 in this tournament, and I actually think Rise could make it to the finals.
Yeah, no, that was one of the hot takes that I was anticipating. Like, is somebody gonna say like Rise top 3? Because it's like the team in terms of experience, they're also pretty good. The experience is amazing in Valorant, period.
Yes.
But in terms of the actual changes that they've been making, literally keeping this team on a track, it's what FaZe have been doing for like the last month and a half with JDM. But this team, Rise, they've been doing it since day one. If I'm not mistaken, dude, Neptune just hasn't had the impact that he had back in Counter-Strike. He can bring back even a little bit of that, especially on land where he's very comfortable on. He could absolutely nail it. And hey, we literally have brothers here, folks. Poised and Shanks stepping up together. Literally 2 of the best players already individually in NA. They have Superman already too. Hey,
Superman is disgusting.
When he ended up getting dropped by Dignitas, he was playing up on that duelist role. And man, we were all so high on him, but he hasn't been able to make the same splash this year. It's incredible. It's incredible that he's on land here, and he could absolutely do it.
Okay, Potter, you feel the energy coming from
I
up
do.
mine right now. Now, talk about
Shut me
energy.
down. Shut me down.
Talking about energy right now. This is the very first LAN that we're going to have in North America, and you have competed at various events. What does that feel like to be able to finally get off of the online stuff and play face-to-face in front of your opponents?
Yeah, it's so different, right? The thing, though, is we keep talking about all this experience, but no matter how much experience, you still kind of get the feeling. You still get the butterflies in your stomach. You still kind of get the jitters, but the experience allows you to really embrace it, right? Hone in on it and use it to your advantage, that sort of hype. So definitely, I think we're going to see some messing up in the rounds. We're going to see some choke. There's going to be a little bit of rustiness coming out to play, I think, especially in our first match. Certainly, we might see some jitters, but either way, dude, it's going to be hype. It's going to be a banger.
I think most of the games, period, are going to be bangers. I think most players coming into this, they're ready just to play mechanically, literally just to play their own game, especially players on XSET, where I think literally just for the last week, they've stopped focusing on counter-stratting and rather just going forward. But hey, coming into this tournament, it's the last chance. Again, we have to emphasize this. You guys are going to see that trailing later. One team is going to come out of this. This is simply a qualifier, folks. Hey, whether it's Rise, whether it's XSET, whether it's 100 Thieves, I am so ready to just see this tournament because any game could be an upset.
Yes.
We just don't know how these players play. They haven't played officials in like 2-3 months. Dude,
It's
hey,
do or die
as
time.
long as just watching this LAN, I just want to know, like, what are these guys even up to? What's the sauce?
Well, you know what? The sauce is coming up right now because, ladies and gentlemen, the brawl for North America's final spot at Champions begins right now with 100 Thieves versus Gen.G.
From the Himalayas, I check my tube and then I found a piece inside my pants. He talking shit when he wake up, I go do that again. I came back. I want to know if I tell you a secret, will you keep it? Fight, 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 fight. I need someone to play, and I see somebody talking with a mouth that's full of teeth. I want to break. I will never be the same. There's an invisible voice that is talking to me, and it's always telling me. Fight! 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 Yeah, yeah. Fight! 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 Yeah, yeah. Fight!
Welcome back and take a look at the stage. So beautiful, so vibrant. But shout out to Gen.G, the number 8 seed, as they come out to get ready to play against 100 Thieves.
Man, look at this, man. These guys are ready to fight. Look at this stage. Finally, we made it. There's a skull in the middle. Fight, 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 fight. And out comes 100 Thieves.
Let's go. 100 Thieves walking in as the number 1 seed out here in NA for the LCQs. And yes, the stage looks beautiful, but it's about time to get ready for the first matchup. Potter, these teams, they gotta be feeling it right now.
They've got to be feeling it for sure. You know, we just saw a fist bump coming through from
The first
Terra
one!
Eagle,
Let's
the
go!
first one on land.
Hey, look how close the chairs are. They can fist bump each other.
Amazing.
Woo!
It's amazing.
Yes!
And looking at this stage, I kind of low-key hoped that Hiko was going to clothesline temperature there a little bit.
Right,
you know?
it seems like a
would be
wrestling
so
entrance.
fitting. Right, exactly. A little cage match going through, but man, both of these squads just about to go down.
Yes, now, if you're just now joining us, thank God, because you're here just in time for map 1 of match 1, the number 1 seed, 100 Thieves, versus the number 8 seed, Gen.G. Now, let's talk about it. Upmind, we've seen 100 Thieves recently, man, and this team, they seem to perform when their back is against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, this team is under an incredible amount of pressure. Again, I don't exactly know what changes this team could even make to their map pool, but we already know that this team are making drastic changes to their roles. Steel backing up, and now we have Boy coming in, trying to take up such a more flexible role. I mean, again, I said it before, I'm just ready for the sauce. What are we actually going to get from these agent comps? That's why I actually feel better for the casters, because they're the ones that actually get to bring that. But no, seriously, I'm just excited to see this.
It's so beautiful,
This.
man. I want to kiss the stage. I want to kiss the stage. Potter, talking about agent selects, we heard the Plat Chat boys talking about it as well. What are your thoughts about Nitro on Jet and us seeing that possibly again?
Yeah, it's tricky. It's a tricky one. I like it, though. I'm a fan, and I'm going to tell you why. I know that sometimes, I mean, look, when Jet players are playing the game, they look like they're playing a completely different game, right? But with But that's the beauty of Jet. You don't have to always get the frags. You have the kit to be able to apply pressure, buy space, and you have a free Jet get out of jail free card, right, with that dash. So I'm definitely looking for Nitro. Look, if he's feeling it today and he's on one and he's in form, that's going to be the Bash Brothers, the duo, the Asuna and the Nitro together going into those sites, right? But even if Nitro isn't top frag and dropping 300 ACS, we got Asuna. And as I said, Asuna's going to bait Nitro going into those sites. So I'm excited for that, too.
He's going to take Hiko's job on now. But as you see on the screen, it's time to dive right into the map. Vetoes, Bind was banned by 100 Thieves, Ascent taken off the board by Gen.G. And the first map that we have up mine, we're going to Breeze.
Yes, we get Breeze between these two teams. These two teams have been almost perfect on Breeze in the last few months, and beyond that, they're both super fun to just watch. 100 Thieves, they've been playing a whole lot more aggressively on this map in comparison to others. I don't know if their playstyle is going to change with Steel taking, again, going back on the sub, but Boy coming in, I just want to see how that smoker role is even going to come into place, if he even plays it, because Gen.G, they have the style where they like to play up with the Brimstone. We're not seeing as much Astra on the map anymore. It's a lot of decisions to be made for this 100T team, and I would like to say, at least for Breeze, it's going to be a bit of a makeover.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that 100 Thieves were able to actually capitalize in this veto and bust out the Breeze. You know, my biggest worry coming into this was that if Breeze and Icebox are your two best maps coming through, one of the two are always going to get vetoed. So certainly for these guys, that's already a dub, man.
So the first two maps, Breeze, we have Split, and production is teasing us so bad. We're going to Icebox.
Yes.
Awesomeness Playground.
Oh my.
I can't believe Gen.G even allowed this.
They allowed it to happen again.
They're decent on this map, but as of recent, not so much. We just haven't seen that sauce that this team absolutely needs on Icebox.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if Nature can pop up, if he can be that aggressive entry that we like to see on Icebox, I mean, potentially we could have that spice, but 100T, that's their playground. You said it.
It is their playground, but you know what? When the camera panned over to Kusta there, I saw a little smirk. I saw a little smirk
right?
coming through for him. And when I was talking to Temperature last night, his exact words were, I said, are you ready? He said, I'm ready to game on some of these nerds. So definitely
game, baby.
He's feeling good too. So although on paper, just at first glance, I'm like, oh, this is easy 100 Thieves. It might not even go to a third, but look at these guys. They've got a back pocket strategy here. They knew that 100 Thieves were going to lean it hard onto these maps.
Now, do you guys think that the previous success of both of these teams is going to weigh in heavily into this, or do you think that there's not even an upset cause here, Potter? Yeah, this is any man's game.
I think there's an upset cause. If Gen.G win this, that would be hugely disappointing for 100 Thieves. Look, I know that Steel is out. He was the in-game leader, but this shouldn't be a complete wash. Like, they're not going to go into the server and completely change everything that Steel put out for these guys, right? They've had success. If it ain't broke, don't change it, right?
Yeah,
so I think for 100 Thieves, this should be pretty disappointing if they let this one through.
Oh, it'll be incredibly disappointing. 100 Thieves, at least coming into this one, and especially with this map vetoes, like I would still expect them to take this at least a 2-1. Split is going to be very close. Yeah. And 100 Thieves, we just haven't seen too much of an example of that recently. Gen.G, that could just be the cheesy pick that they just take away. Great counter pick if they've been able to develop that and really watch up the film on 100 Thieves.
Split, Split. I remember 100 Thieves VCT Challengers playoffs. They struggled a lot there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, but Belly?
Yes, let's take a look at the Asians. This is what I'm excited for.
Ooh.
So, are we expecting any surprises here? What are you guys looking out for the most? Me personally, I'm going to see what everybody on 100 Thieves are going to choose.
Yeah, me too, Valley. I'm with you there, especially because, look, Hiko's Viper has been on point, and it's been getting better and better. And I think what Berlin showed us was that Viper is not just a slow controller. Nats was absolutely popping off on the edges. I think Hiko perfectly slots into that role, especially because in CS, he was a lurker. He was always the rat that was on the extremities. His communication is on point. So, yeah, Viper for Hiko, I think, is going to be nuts.
No, so...
Whoa.
Wait. Nitro on Jet.
There it is.
Boys on Viper.
Boys on Viper.
They put everything on his hand right there.
Okay.
Oh, this is sick. Okay, Boy, we were expecting to go with a bit more of an initiator role, but like, hey, still keeping him on a leash, putting him on a bit more of a senti. Util dump is something that 100 Thieves really hasn't been able to depend on, and on this map, you absolutely need it. Viper is so important on this map, it's not a surprise.
And by the way, shout out to the Brim pick by GMD. We apply
As always.
Any Brimstone fans on the desk?
I'm a Brimstone fan.
Me too.
I'm
Brimstone gaming
hey,
on the desk.
Yeah, hey, Brimstone is easy to make fun of, but look, it works. If you got a plan, if you got a gimmick, you want to get into those sites and get the spike down and get into a post plan ASAP, Brim's your man.
All right, real quick, down the line, say it with your chest. Who's going to win map number 1? Who you got up, mine?
Man, I was
No. Let's make it even better. Who's going to win this series?
Man, I was thinking Gen.G for a quick second. I really was giving them a chance. And this could go all the way down to the wire. But after seeing the vetoes, I'm still confident in 100 Thieves.
All right, 100 Thieves for up mine, Potter.
Go with the 100 Thieves all the way.
There we go.
Gotta stick with them.
All the way, right?
All the way through. All the way through.
This is going to be really good. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. We've got agents locked in and our players are ready to go. But now it's time to see if Riv and my man's Van Silly are ready to kick things off. Fellas, take it away.
Oh, we absolutely are ready to kick it off. Thank you so much, Veli, Potter, Upmine, for leaving us with so many good stories to start off with. Myself, Irvington, and Van Silly here to bring you the first matchup of the last chance qualifier, and I am ready. Let the games begin. Let's get into it because this might be as well more close than I think people are expecting it to be.
I agree. And even when you look at how this starts, Breeze, it's like, wow, okay, both of these teams have had great records. If you're tracking their record back from like July 1st, 5-0 here for Gen.G, 5-1 for 100 Thieves. And even when you're looking at the agent composition, it's literally a plug-and-play of their latest player going into the role that they replaced. So Boyd replacing Steel into the Viper. Temperature, who we thought was always going to play Sova, is actually going into a Cypher into this map because Gen.G doesn't play a Cypher on this map. Or, sorry, doesn't play a Sova on this map.
So is it, right.
Yeah.
And we have to focus on that throughout the entire match, Van Silly, is that pressure. That pressure on Boy. That pressure on Temperature to come in, fill a spot, and know that they have to perform here as well. That age for Boy, it comes into play, and the rest of the team, all these young players here, we know Zekin as well as they start off towards A here.
Yeah, and that's what you wanted, right? With Nitro coming in as a Jet into this matchup, going with the Sheriff, you want to get the first blood, but he already got smashed in the face already at low HP.
Yeah, things are getting tagged up. Asuna trying to pepper into the site. Sean goes down with a quick, classic shot as Asuna answers with the Ghost. They're making their way in this 5v3 now. The rest of Gen.G is now scattered the middle of the map as they just try to keep one more back alive in the site. No, that is going to be Kusta going down, and it's going to be tough now for Temperature. And there it is, Nature going down to take this one back.
Definitely. You're just trying to do some damage if you can, but if you lose with the flawless, and to start things up with the shock dart from Higo to get the last kill there, it's a great start for 100 Thieves, and you saw how fast they were, right? Even on first contact, as soon as Nitro got hit in the face, they weren't scared. They're like, okay, they know we're here, let's just push in, and you had such a slow rotation coming in from Gen.G because they didn't focus too much into Hall's control. They were just so busy in Pyramid that it just allowed 100 Thieves to overtake the site quite easily. I'm looking here in round number 2 with no kills at all for Gen.G, a flawless for 100 Thieves. There's no econ coming in for this team. I don't think you're going to come out with any of these marshals on that second round.
No, not at all. Nitro will. He'll probably be able to save up and bonus that to being an up, maybe. Little 101 damage to the body of GMD as they start this off. Another hit towards A site. And one of the things that Vans, we see 100 Thieves doing previously is spike drop. Work around, find the intel, go for it. Here, the first few rounds may not be too telling, but we've seen straight aggression towards the site without hesitation so far.
Super simple.
Yep,
I mean,
exactly.
like I said, when it's a plug and play, when Boy's playing a Viper, you put the wall up, you let your initiators get the information, you see that the site's clear. The stack didn't really work out right now for the defenders of Gen.G on the A side once again, and that's it. You know, Nitro's just swarming.
And what does that mean? Closer to Cloud or Bladestorm as well. Moving forward, looking to get one more alt point on that. It's like we're watching the Looney Tunes. He's going from tree to tree. You just can't see him. Kusta goes down. Asuna is able to grab that. So big frags for Asuna. One away from alt point coming into what will be their bonus round here, Vans. Could be big.
Yeah, when I watch 100 Thieves in the past, too, it's always like, oh, well, I see Asuna usually stepping up here on the defender side. You're using your Jet with Nitro, trying to get the entries like you want. And now we're seeing a little bit of both as well. These guys are happy coming into this. I mean, I met Nitro just before they were setting up on stage. He's like, we're ready for this today. We're ready for the week. And it already shows right now, right? But now we finally have the gun round coming in for Gen.G. Still a bonus, though, for 100 Thieves. They could still play this very passively, and I like that Nitro is taking control of the Marshal into halls because it's a tight-knit quarter, close quarter, and he could maybe overpower that against a rifle.
He'll be stopped by some trap wires that we see going through there. One, I think, double door there. The other one far back. That Temperature has placed on that Cypher play coming in for Gen.G as a Sentinel. A little work towards the B side, and there's that spike drop that I was just talking about for 100 Thieves. The intel find. What's going on? A nice flash guiding light coming out from Sean on A to get an idea that nobody's close up enough. So little info grabs everywhere from both teams.
They're ready. You see they're paying for this wall. They're going to execute really fast towards B. They conditioned for 2 rounds already on the A side. Now you're going for the standard. Flash into the corner. I like this one way, though. This could be strong defense.
Great start by Nature onto Ethan. They get that flash to be just nullified. Asuna with a trade back in as they start to get the chaos going. Nitro on Acosta as he lays him out with the Sheriff.
Okay.
Asuna does have ult here for the end if they require. He actually has fired it off already.
This is so impressive. You saw the execution right there. The wall to come out, the recon dart in the back, the flashes. If you're playing close there with where I like to call ladder, you're in a tough spot. They need to add more bodies or play the retake from the way 100 Thieves is currently playing.
Just till about 15 seconds, they have this gas wall up. They hold it the whole time. And that's going to be the time Gen.G tries to get back in. They drop the wall for a little surprise play, and Nitro tries to come up with one. Traded back by Temperature as Hiko finds that frag to help his teammate out in the last 2. From Hiko will pull in a 3rd round for 100 Thieves.
This is definitely looking a little bit easier right now on that exec too, right? A bonus round that are able to free upgrades with 3 players alive. The economy here should be shambled now for Gen.G. They should be on a half buy with the Marshals coming out. But you see it right now. I mean, Temperature coming in as a Cypher, that's going to be the question mark. What is he going to do as well as this new player? So he did a good job to place those trap wires on the A side, thinking that there was going to be some pressure on that side, but then you don't have too much going on with this double like controller, and Cypher could maybe help out towards B. They still are trying to find their right footing and figure out where 100 Thieves are currently working. And this round, 100 Thieves, back to the business, back to what happened in the first round, go aggressively towards the A side.
Wall already set up now towards the right. We did see their B focus having the gas wall, so this may be a bit telling of where 100 Thieves will end. Temperature tries for his shot as we're looking for a few of the, his Marshal and some Sheriffs to make an impact. Sean here with a great push down mid, Vans.
They're expecting this, but at the same time, Nitro has a great position to be able to backstab 3. I think they might have heard the footsteps in the beginning. Nice to have him to be able to dash away the first kill, but he's going to get traded out.
Yeah. Who's still with a quick one? Nitro goes down, so that's actually going to be a few weapons that they can grab and start to work. This is Asuna. Picks up another one for himself. 3 members now rotating over to that A side as Nature finds a Sheriff shot on Asuna. Much more possible becomes this round now. Round 4 for Gen.G. Can they make a mark through a save round?
Looking for the damage here. It looks easy for Hiko so far. At least Kusa gets another one here. So for 3 kills on an Eco, this is great.
Still going. Ethan, very close to ultimate. Don't even know if we're going to be needing that on this round. As Nature goes down, it is going to be tough for them as 100 Thieves keeps the distance. They keep the range here. They make quick work of the Marshal, and Ethan coming up very nicely with that. Switches to a Bulldog to switch it up, and round 5 coming in, and 4-0 for 100 Thieves.
These guys for 100 Thieves have been recycling the weapons from the bonus round, round 2 until now, so you know that money is looking real good right now, Riv. Into this round, we want to know now, Nature, right? When we first got Nature coming into the roster, he was like, okay, playing a little bit of a Sentinel role, doing a little bit more of like these type of callings with that Sentinel role. But this time, he's actually switching a little bit more to a duelist in the past like month or so.
And he'll have to continue to, modify his play, figure out what's best, listen to the team, but calm as well. I think quietness from someone that right off the bat comes onto the team can be the biggest detriment. So as long as he's talking up a storm, it's going to be great. And you pointed out right on the screen there, Vance, the operator now for Nature. This can be the big change. A lot of the fights that 100 Thieves is taking is that distance. They've used the ability to have that advantage of the gun rounds. We'll see if that changes.
And usually at this point, like round 4, round 5, or even round 6, you should start seeing some players getting closer and closer to ult orbs, where round 5 or 6, that could be the make it or break it. This time it's difficult though, because they have the operator out here for Nature, but look at everybody else. They don't have that much to help out to suppress or to try to get retake sites or to try to prevent from like GMD, for example, playing the Brimstone. He's still far away from this actual ult. So this is actually going to be one of those rounds where you have to set up for Gen.G and rely on nature, not only to get the information, but to actually get that frag too, because they don't have a Sova to get information beside from like, you know, false information from guided light.
Right, and that's kind of one of the things I think Gen.G modify as well, is that yes, it can be false, but it's one of the things you see on their Haven play or wherever they can work Sean, is that he'll control 2 sections with a Trailblazer with a guiding light.
Yeah.
And the rest of the team can make that decision off what GMD then says. Okay, that probably means they're here. We know the rotation's 100 Thieves. Spikes, you know, you can consider it's dropped somewhere on the map. They haven't gone completely towards one site yet.
Yeah.
But those little things you can watch for on the side of Gen.G to see that they're doing mid-round little executions with utility to keep figuring out information.
What seems to be going well for Gen.G was that eco round where they had 3 players push down mid. They already made it towards that spawn site, but look at that. Another change of pace for 100 Thieves. They actually have 4 players going up mid.
Oh my word.
I've got your trail.
Right off that gas wall too. Guiding light goes through. That's the Sky Flash looking for the tag. What a hit coming through as well from the Sonar Bolt. They're going to be able to trade back and forth now as Asuna comes up with the last one of that battle on B site. Towards spawn. How did he even see the arm of temperature right there? Boy, now onto Sean. And that was just a smattering of kills coming in. Nature now trying to hunker down on the A site as his team was wiped off the map in seconds.
That was so quick at the same. I did say you want to rely on nature to try to find information. He had no information. Where they come from was a surprise. This is going to be very difficult for him to try to save. At least he still has but he still has enough of his kit. He could dash away, he try to get some kills. Here he goes, but they're still flanking from behind.
All right, 1 down. Almost the second one. Ethan finds that he has procured many of these final kills on the rounds. He's already gone through Seekers, as you said, ults coming up
and look at this.
forth.
It's a cloud burst for Nitro to go in, and this is already set up. He's just staying inside that smoke, and that calculated recon dart was for him to get the spray and also information from the Seekers from Ethan. 100 Thieves, this is a different 100 Thieves from what I saw against Ascent in Berlin. This is coordinated. This is super nice.
Here they just say, yes, that strat's very good. Yes, it is very good. Holy crap. Much higher level of execution off utility than what we've seen.
And as 100 Thieves fans, when you've noticed from Berlin, oh my god, okay, let's talk about that a little bit later. We needed something to come up. Nature's done it.
Nature says, shh, just for a moment.
I'm hunting for some people.
I'm going to take this into my own hands. So now they start to slow things down. The first time we've seen 100 Thieves on their heel now coming into this first map. How do they react? What's the mid-round call? This is where we look for Nitro's voice to come into play now as that new IGL, and it looks like they do put the gas wall up towards A. The rotation's already out here from Gen.G, so while playing safe and playing for their life, they're ready for the retake as well. I can't wait to see how this plays out 5v4.
And you see that from Gen.G, they're looking to play some sort of retake, stacking more towards this B side to Cameron to get some information. That gets immediately shut off, and 100 Thieves are going to be in a great position for a pulse plant.
All right. And they Nitro for 1. Oh, the triple peak family photo from Gen.G back in spawn, and they get 2 off of that. Nitro and Ethan fall fast. Now it's just Hiko. And boy, what can they do with a Clutch Master and the new member? That's Hiko going down. It's up to Boy now. Just the Sheriff in hand here for him. Looks like it's going to be real tough as they get taken down. Sean able to bring that one into their favor. And very, very nicely done there by Gen.G. A lot of the times, fans, we see them playing the retake and very slow and methodical until they want to execute it.
But it works. Like your shots are laying at this point, right? Long range Husa with the Sheriff. You're able to get some kills with some support coming in from Triple pushing back towards his bridge side. Like this was a lot of damage for him to be able to get this one. And somehow it's just the rifles picked up that helps him. And at this point, I was going to say before this round started, when you're a 100 Thieves fan, you're actually pretty happy because from Berlin, they're always trailing from behind. This time it was 5-0. You're in a great spot. And of course, as Sideshow mentioned, I was going to mention that and then I cursed it. And then Gen.G wins an eco. So
great job. Oh my word.
At least no operator here, so you have an indication for 100 Thieves. They still want to try to use this type of like Nitro Dash for spacing when they go for the typical wall-up information with the initiators.
Fine for fine. So 2 flashes, 1 from each sky just coming out there. And with no audio verification, only a small bit of ground has been gained. Early Seekers, I love it!
Interesting.
Gomand able to use the orbital strike there, take that frag for himself, but also just the wherewithal to know you'll have 100 Thieves on the run to use the orbital strikes to pinch them out.
The last Seeker just went towards that door, so they know now for Gen.G there's presence towards this door side. They have a trap wire in the back. They could pretty much hold this so far.
Asuna slowly pushing through, working the cages, working around him. Asuna, boy, coming up big. Command on the flank, doing so well as the Rat. He can always find a few for himself, and he brings the numbers down to 2v2 Vans. Again, that slower retake, positioned, methodical, and we'll see how Gen.G wants to retake this one.
Now you play the clock. This is super smart. Right now,
Absolutely.
Nitro falling all the way back. You're probably set up for a Hunter's Fury at the same time. This gives a chance for Nitro to even lurk out of halls and do a backstab once he hears a tap. They're in a great spot to win this for 100 Thieves.
And Nitro gets this audio now, right?
Yep.
So he's even grabbing information even sooner. Almost with a missed shot there. He's going to play his life, play the pressure, and they know they have a right side plant that they can get back to with the Hunter's Fury. As you said, one. Quick second one, you miss it. This could actually be it. This could be it. He's going to be able to get the defuse. Hiko doesn't have enough time to get there. Oh my! Clutch round for Gen.G.
This is what I know Kusta for as well from his older days from past FPS, to be able to be a clutcher with an op in that previous game, now just a clutcher in general in this one right here. To swallow up that first Hunter's Fury on that hit, knowing he can absorb that, knowing that Nitro, the awareness that you have to have on a 2v1. So Nitro's inside that hall, so you have to focus back and rotate it back on the flank, and he just sticks it, wins the battle against Nitro, and then he goes, unfortunately, too slow, too far, and couldn't clutch that one. You needed this for Gen.G. So that's what, an eco, this one right here with a clutch, a nice Red Bull clutch.
Yeah, Kusta grabbing the horns on that one and just taking it for himself. Very nicely done with the Red Bull clutch, as you said. And Gen.G now will kind of call that time out, get their pace rolling. They know they have the momentum. Let's talk about why that is on their side, right? What have they been doing right? And it's finding that first frag, the intel that we were talking about, the little finds for maybe a Trailblazer or a Guiding Light that will verify they can put more firepower in a certain area. It comes out with that first frag, and as soon as they get that, it seems like they can get under 100 Thieves' skin.
Well, the thing is for Gen.G, for me, from observing these 2 rounds that they've gotten, they had to fight really, really hard for these rounds, right? And that's off the back of, once again, Kusta. If it wasn't for Kusta on that eco round with that sheriff kill from the bridge, it would have been a different story, potentially, for Gen.G on that attempt of a retake. Another retake attempt, a clutch that was much needed. He had to bleed through and really fight or die to actually win that clutch. And that's what we really need right now from just when your strats aren't working, we're not finding information, you just need your players to start stepping up and winning these fights.
Remember, both of these teams have fantastic records lately.
Correct.
On Breeze, 75% win rate in 4 games to 100% in the other one, so a game loss, right?
Yeah.
Do quick math there. But really understanding when to play it fast, when to play it slow, and now we're seeing that tug of war as Gen.G starts to read the push. Operator in the hands of Nitro here. Vandals flanking him. We'll see what they can get out of this, fans.
Yep, change of pace on the defense setup. You can see Temperatures putting a little bit more of aggressive trap wire right by the spammable boxes, just in case 100 Thieves are trying to push towards A. But instead, we're going for some information with Ethan with the Trailblazer towards B. You're forcing out the Viper spin, and this is actually pretty good because the spike is still down towards mid. So you're forcing a utility, you're potentially forcing a rotate over, and you could still hit back on the A side later on.
Nitro giving them something to think about on the side of Gen.G there down in halls with a quick cloud burst. And Gen.G is nicely positioned across the back side of the map. Really, no forward push from them, using util that they have and any of the info from the Cypher Temperature.
It's because they have nature in the back of that B site, just able to op down towards mid. Exactly. So pretty much your B site's on lockdown, and you had some extra pressure, some extra help from Sean at the beginning towards mid nest. But now you're guessing, right? You run the clock down, now you're gambling towards the A side, now the B side's weaker.
So this looks like a modified strat by 100 Thieves. They didn't exactly go all the way up mid. This was an elbow to mid, and now they will hit the archway by wall. Nature with the first shot. Oh, he is cooking in that Viper's Bite right now, but he's going to be able to get the safety. Another shot, quick! He's able to find it. Boy takes down Nature as Kusta trades back onto Nitro in this 4v1. Boy's there. He gets taken down by Temperature. A very, very fast round back and forth. But they are so much more ready on the side of Gen.G, so much better positioned to receive any of these engages here. Execution from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and you saw it even from the rest of the setup, when I talked about Temperature setting up aggressively on the trap bars and stuff towards A, you had 2 players playing towards mid side, so you could rotate very quickly between Sean and I think it was G.M.D. inside the A halls in case there was pressure there. That means that you need one angle only for Nature to look into, and that was into the B tunnels, and that's how he lands these shots. It's like these just post up. You could just easily land your shots without forcing your hands and forcing mechanically to try to get these flashy kills.
It doesn't seem like he shook at all. You know,
exactly.
It makes that shot on a Viper Bite utility as well. It doesn't feel like he's pressured. That's what you need to see, especially with Gen.G here, getting the land jitters out, feeling themselves out here. And it is, you're right, coming down this mid hallway is going to be GMD and Sean.
Oh, no.
I wonder if GMD pops off first without the help of Sean. He is going to start taking some shots and have him pinched in, Vans.
That's it. And then Hiko and Asuna are going to try to battle back. That was a perfect, actually, flank to start things off, but we were a little bit too quick on the trigger discipline there from GMD.
Waiting for Sean. They could have come back and done the full bamboozle, but not this time. Temperature now holding the cam position on a back pyramid. A great first shot. A second one. Nitro is going to be able to trade that one back as Nature does find the operator kill. Now they're pushing back 2 members. We've seen this before, and Gen.G's been able to come out on top. Can they keep that dice roll in their favor here on the A take once again? Hiko says no. They are going to know that Nature's backside now with that flash, the recommendation from the guiding light. Up close and personal. The shotgun up. He's ready for it. Oh, making a bit of noise there as he hopped out of the water pit. And it's going to be Hiko on the rotation. Should blindside here onto Nature. That's going to be another round, 6-3, as 100 Thieves are able to stave off the bleeding a little bit there as Gen.G were starting to fire back.
Yeah, and you're still playing into 100 Thieves' territory, right? When Gen.G are able to catch up with 3 rounds won in a row, this is familiar territory where, you know, they're not really fighting from behind, but they can always turn it around for 100 Thieves, because this looked like it was a round in the bag for Gen.G with that double flank that we had. But that's that light at the end of the tunnel for Gen.G. They're understanding right now that they have opportunities to do a little bit more pressure towards this mid side from time to time if it's going to be like a slow default from 100 Thieves. We'll see if this continues on in the later rounds.
Honestly, that was such a, to think about it again, that was just such a wild read too by Gia. Come on, and the team to go down hallway. Something we have to keep an eye on. He does have the mind for that.
There's that mid pressure from Gen.G.
I love it. They push right up on the wall. Still B's covered. They take control of everything, and Temperature has a complete setup and defense system on it.
And this will allow for fast rotates too. So your anchors on both sides, they can get the information, then you get these fast first bloods, these fast rotates. I like this Gen.G.
Quick little angle peeks. Why not? If 100 Thieves is going to try to come in dry, take them down. Just coming out plainly from the corner. Again, there's Hiko. Nature will hit these all day if you put them out in front, as you see the spike down there at B archway entrance. And Nitro comes back here to try and get a few in the bank with this operator. Far from that Blade Storm. He'll just have to work this one out. But he wants to get closer. It seems like he's not afraid to see and make a move here. They have good enough money to possibly feel like they can take these rounds.
Yeah. I feel like this is the way that it plays. Nice little wall bang there.
Okay.
I feel that even though like right now that's a 4v1, it feels like it's very slim for Nitro. If anything, with 20 seconds left, 30 seconds left, you're just trying to save your gun. I don't think you're going to throw this away from Gen.G. So I'll take the time to say, like, I feel that playing this style right now with the operator with Nitro holding it in his hands is actually playing into Gen.G's defense. Why? Because when they're actually trying to get information for 100 Thieves, they're actually not going for those sex executes that actually suppress the B-side defense so much. Like, I didn't see the Trailblazer, the Recon Dart, the flashes, and you're because you want to allow Nitro to like maybe peek out and try to get these kills with the operator instead.
Great hunt. That is actually a very, very big find for Gen.G to get right there that Nitro couldn't get away. Having that operator not be a single pick on the round and slow everything down is exactly what Gen.G needs right now. Nature needs to be the one doing that, and we see him coming up very big that round. And I think everybody's coming online a little bit here on land, if you will. For Gen.G, they don't look like they really need to work out too much. Maybe the first rounds, they read 100 Thieves, what's going on, but they look back in form now, and 100 Thieves is going to be the one calling that timeout as they go on to an eco. I believe they do have some money, but I don't know if they'll force buy it.
Yeah, and I think that's why you want this timeout, right? You have 2 more rounds to go in the first half. Potentially Probably here at this point, it's going to be a half buy. I mean, if you're looking at it, they still have a lot of ults to be able to work with, at least as what we see. We have a Hunter's Fury, we have a Viper's Pit from Boy.
And the
we
Empress.
Exactly. So if we can actually go for maybe by Viper's Pit into those quick executes that 100 Thieves are able to do, then you could salvage a Hunter's Fury into the later round.
They've been able to get on A every time.
Exactly.
The quick Viper's Wall, Temperature doesn't want to pressure that, so that's a way in for this equal round to at least be an extra $300 for everybody, or 1,500 if you will, across the team for the plant.
Oh, yeah.
So looking at that, definitely a way in here for 100 Thieves to do it. Where they've been stopped is Gen.G's retakes, however. Like you said, it's been a struggle because these teams whittle each other down to 1 read.
Yeah, and until also Nature comes out with the Operator and now understanding where these guys are coming from as well, you're starting to hit these shots from Nature's side.